do we do it? How do we fit so many great sounds into one synthesizer? The answer is in the technology. The Kurzweil 250's technology is based on digital sampling, a process in which actual acoustic instruments are digitally recorded and stored in memory for playback from the keyboard. But what makes the 250 sound so unique is our exclusive contoured sound modeling technique developed by Raymond Kurzweil. Contoured sound modeling is a highly complex data compression scheme using techniques from the fields of artificial intelligence and pattern recognition, fields in which Raymond Kurzweil, inventor of the Kurzweil 250 and president of Kurzweil Music Systems, is an acknowledged expert. Building on knowledge gained through many other successful ventures, such as the invention of the Kurzweil reading machine for the blind, Raymond Kurzweil heads an impressive team of scientists and engineers, including Dr. Robert Moog, a pioneer in sound synthesis and inventor of the Moog synthesizer. Of course, great preset sounds are only half the story. When you purchase a synthesizer, you expect not only great sounds, but programmability. You want to be able to edit the existing sounds and create combinations and changes that are yours alone. The Kurzweil 250 gives you the programmability you seek in a top-of-the-line digital synthesizer and more. What you're hearing now is an example of a simple keyboard split, with acoustic guitar on the left and flute on the right. The Kurzweil 250 has a full-size 88-note keyboard which can be split up to 87 times. Using the Kurzweil 250's keyboard editor, you can program your own keyboard setups containing as many sounds as you want. And you can locate them anywhere on the keyboard. You can create splits as simple as the guitar and flute, or as complex as the percussion split you heard previously. Once you've decided how many splits you want and where you want them to be, just hit the Save button. And the Kurzweil 250 will store your keyboard setup in its battery-backed memory to be called up with a single touch whenever you need it. This is an example of instrument layering on the Kurzweil 250, with strings on layer 0 and acoustic guitar on layer 1. Again, using the keyboard editor, you can create keyboard setups with up to 6 different instrument sounds layered on a single key. Combine the techniques of splitting and layering, then switch between setups in live performance, and you begin to realize the unique power of the Kurzweil 250 as a performance keyboard. Because all the instrument sounds and keyboard setups are memory resident, there's no loading time. By using our performance programs, such as the list and keyboard bins functions, you can program a list of keyboard setups to be called up at performance time in exactly the order you require. No other digital synthesizer on the market today can give you this wide a range of resident sound at your fingertips. The Kurzweil 250 also has a 12-track polyphonic sequencer. The sequencer acts just like a digital multi-track tape recorder. You can record a basic rhythm track and then overdub up to 11 other tracks on top. There's no generation loss because it's digital. The sequencer has complete editing capabilities including looping, quantization, and note insert. Track volumes can be adjusted in relationship to one another, and sequences are stored in battery-backed memory, so they'll be there when you want to work on them again. Sometimes, because our preset sounds are so extraordinary, one tends to forget that the Kurzweil 250 is also a digital synthesizer. You can create sounds like these by calling up the Kurzweil 250's instrument editor. The instrument editor allows you to select one of our preset instrument sounds and modify parameters such as vibrato, tremolo, amplitude, envelope, pitch modulation, brightness, and timbre. The new instrument sounds thus created can then be split or layered into existing keyboard setups or totally new ones. Performance controls, such as built-in pitch bend, chorusing, and transposition, allow you to stretch the boundaries of programmability as far as your imagination will go. Let's look at the instrument editor in a little more detail. Take one of our sounds, the piano, for example, which, when it comes from the factory, sounds like this. With the help of the instrument editor, you can change the timbre and modify the envelope to create a rock and roll piano sound. The Kurzweil 250's 256-stage envelope generator allows you to modify the natural amplitude envelope of any of the online instrument sounds. Finally, the instrument editor can be programmed to remember effect settings as part of a particular instrument setup to help you create sounds like this one, which we call Piano in Space. The Kurzweil 250 is designed to accommodate a number of options which will greatly enhance its capabilities. All of the 250's upcoming options are software-based and written for the Apple Macintosh personal computer. The first of these options is the Kurzweil Sound Modeling Program. The Sound Modeling Program allows you to customize your Kurzweil 250 by sampling your own sounds and storing them offline on hard-cased Macintosh disks. The sounds can then be loaded into the 250 and played back as is, or edited into keyboard splits and layers with the factory presets. The Sound Modeling Program offers a variable sampling rate with 20-second sampling time at the maximum sampling rate of 25 kilohertz. The total sampling time increases as the sampling rate is reduced, so it's possible, at the lowest sampling rate, to have as much as 100 seconds available. Other features include trimming, looping, pitch and amplitude adjustment, and an internal companding software which extracts and reapplies the natural amplitude envelope of a sound for improved signal-to-noise ratio. Sounds are recorded using the microphone and line inputs on the back panel of the 250, and the front panel display prompts you with the step-by-step instructions to ensure you get the best sound possible. Best of all, user-sampled sounds can be modified and edited in just the same way as the resident sounds. Here's an example of the sound quality you can expect from the sound modeling option. The analog synthesizer you are hearing was sampled direct through the Kurzweil 250's line input at a sampling rate of 25 kilohertz. A monophonic sound was recorded, but when played back on the 250, the sound becomes polyphonic. Of course, if you want the convenience of new sounds without the effort of recording them yourself, Kurzweil also offers its optional sound blocks. Factory recorded sounds on ROM memory chips, which can be installed in the base unit at any authorized service center. Optional sounds include harp, chimes, vibes, marimba, woodwinds, and, believe it or not, the human voice. And of course, the great sounds will never stop coming, because Kurzweil is synonymous with great sounds. As technology changes music, the Kurzweil 250 will lead the way into the future. Great sounds, great features, and a software-based system that is always upgradable. This is the Kurzweil 250.